What up, guys? Jason Guyman here, and tonight we're going to talk about, are you really making money? That is the question. Are you really making money? And what does it cost you to run your business? Do you know how much it costs you to run your business? Do you know all the little costs? Do you know how much it costs you to do the things you need to do for you to have a successful business? That is the question that I'm asking you tonight. Do you know how much it costs you to make money? And so tonight, that is what we are going to talk about, of how much does it cost you to make money. And so with that, we will get this thing started. But the reason why I'm bringing this on is because a lot of people don't understand how much it costs to run a business. You know, a lot of people say, well, how much should I charge? What should I charge? You know, whether we're talking pressure washing, whether we're talking Christmas lights, whether we're talking whatever business it is, do you know how much it costs you to run your business? Do you know how much it costs you to go out into your truck and take off? Do you know, right? And a lot of people don't know. And so I've got a list of breakdown here of how much it's going to cost you, right? Whether it's Christmas lights, pressure washing, it doesn't matter. There is a cost involved before you go out of every day. And so that is what I want to hit on. I want to kind of dive deep into this. I've never really dove deep into this subject like I want to. And tonight I want to talk a lot about, so that way you understand how much to charge, why you need to charge what you charge. A lot of people don't even realize it costs them $200, $300, $500 before they even leave the door, right? Before they even start making money, whether you got employees, all of these things that you have to cover when we're doing that. So tonight, I always like doing the book of the week. I've been doing this book a lot here lately because I do believe it is a great book for you, and it is definitely something that you should be doing. And the book of the week is Choose Your Enemies Wisely. This is a great audio book. It is a great in-person book also. So if you've read this book, give me a thumbs up so I know who all has read this book. But this is a great book. I highly recommend this book for you. It will definitely change your business, and it will change your life if you take the things that you need to do to help you grow your business. And so with that, let's see who we all have on here tonight. We got Mr. Timothy. How are you doing? We got Mr. Jamie, the ghetto, in the building. Good evening from the city of Louisville, Kentucky. What's up, Mr. Sydney? How are you doing? Jason, you getting skinny? Slim Shady. So let's get this thing on the road, because my question to you is do you know how much it costs you to run a business? A lot of times, this is a good time to talk about this, because if you've just filled out your taxes, if you've done your stuff that you need to do, you will see that a lot of people will talk about the big number. I want to get to 100,000. I want to get to 500,000. I want to get to 1 million. I want to get to 2 million. But the big number, the top line, doesn't mean nothing for a lot of people, because when we are thinking about this, there's a lot of things that we have to think about of how much it cost us, right? If you don't know that it costs you money to run a business, then you've got lots of issues. I know businesses out there, I've seen them, that, you know, are at $1 million and they're not making any money. The bottom profit line is $20,000, $40,000. And at that point, what's the point of it, right? What's the point of all this extra stress if you're not going to make money? And so this is why it is important that we understand all of the little things, and I'm going to try to break them down as far as I can, all the little things that's going to affect your bottom line. It doesn't matter if you hit $100,000 if you spent $95,000 getting there, right? It doesn't matter if you made $1 million and you spent 1.1 million to get there. It doesn't matter at that point. And so a lot of times we worry about the big number, but the bottom number is the most important of growing our business. That is the most important of making sure that we understand that our top line, $1 million, 100,000, whatever that might be, doesn't mean nothing if it took us 98,000 to get to 100,000, right? And so these are things that whether it's a pressure washing or a Christmas light business, the reason why I'm talking on both is because I'm actually going to both channels. Usually Wednesday night, I'm going to start talking more and more about Christmas lights. And so this is something that you have to think about as we are growing a business, no matter if we are in a pressure washing or Christmas light business. I'll bring it both together in here. So first thing is our equipment and supplies, right? Do you know how much your pressure washer is, your nozzles, your attachments, your hoses, your gas for the pressure washer? A lot of times people are like, I'm just going to go pressure wash and all I got is a chemical, is bleach. Well, how much does your chemicals cost? How much does your bleach cost? How much does each job take of bleach, right? So, for instance, when I was in business, most houses take anywhere from 5 to 10 gallons. So we'll just say 10 gallons to keep us safe of SH. Well, when I was in business, it cost me $1.89 for 10 gallons, right? So it cost me, $11 for $12 for me to wash a house. Now it costs, or $20, because almost $2 a gallon. So now it's costing $6 a gallon. So now if we take that $6 a gallon and times it by 10 gallons, it's costing you $60 worth of bleach for every house wash. And so this is why it is important that we understand that if we did a house wash for $99 and we spent $60 in bleach, it's not going to make us a whole lot of money. That's not counting all the other things that we're going to talk about getting there. If you have ladders, if you need a lift, the storage unit where you store your equipment, right? The vehicle, how much does the vehicle cost? Do you have the gas in it? Do you got the insurance? All of those things all cost money. That is part of the bottom line, right? If we don't affect that top line, right, $100,000, $1 million, whatever that top line might be, and it cost us $990,000 to get there, then it didn't do us no good to make $1 million because we haven't thought about this. For the Christmas light side, right? Most people are like, well, I just buy the lights and I don't need to buy them. There's lots of cost into it. You've got, your lights, your clips, your males, your females. You got your ladders. You got all your equipment to get there. You got to pay the gas to get there. And so all of these things are all things that will hurt us in the end. And so Powerhouse, Dan put 2023, our profit margin was 18%. And so the goal of a good profit margin is about 20 to 30%. That's where we want to be at, is in that 20 to 30%. So that's just something that you can think about, that we want to be in that 20 to 30%. That is a good profit margin. Obviously, if we can get to 30%, that is like 10-4, but 20 to 30% is where we want to be at. So that's just kind of a thought, then, of where we want to be at. The next thing is labor, right? How much does our labor cost? Well, we got our wages, we got our payroll taxes, we got our benefits, we got our training, and get them certified and whatever we may need. And so, yes, a $20 an hour for a employee is what we might think it costs, but in the end, it's probably going to cost you more like $30 to $40 per hour to pay for a $20 person. And so a lot of times we don't think about this because it's like, well, I need to hire this guy for $20 and that's not going to be bad. But we don't think about the payroll tax. We don't think about the benefits that they might get. They might get a week's vacation, but you got to take that week and divide it, right? If you pay them for holidays, right? All of these factors come in place when we are dealing with how much does it cost us to make a dollar, basically, at the end of the day. And so these is something that is very important that will keep you in business. Because again, if you make $1 million and you spent $995,000, you didn't make no money. You might as well went and worked at Chick-fil-A for $30, $20 an hour, and you would have made more money and less headaches. Next one is a fun one, right? Insurance. And here's the deal with insurance. The more you make, the higher it goes. You know, you may start out with $1,000 policy and you start hitting 500, a million, start having employees. You're going to go from $1,000 to $10,000 to $20,000. So one, we need general liability. That's usually, you know, if something happens, something breaks, we do something stupid, that's general liability. This can run you anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 or more plus. The next one is workers' comp. So workers' compensation is if you have employees, you need to have workers' comp. So what it is if they fall off the roof, they're putting up Christmas lights and they fall off the roof from a gutter or a roof clean out or a gutter cleaning or whatever it might be, and they fall and they break something and they can't work. That's when workers' comp comes into play, and we'll keep paying them, and it will also cover their medical bills, and it will cover all of that good stuff. And so this is why it is important that we have workers' comp. Next is commercial auto insurance, right? Commercial auto insurance is so that way if you get in a wreck and you have your vehicle all wrapped, it's going to be covered, because otherwise they may say, well, that's a company vehicle and not a personal vehicle. And right now you got it covered as a personal vehicle and not a company vehicle. And so that's why it is very important. And especially if you have assets, if you own a house, if you own anything, they can come after your assets if you're still under your personal versus your commercial. Another great one is equipment insurance, right? If someone steals your trailer, I mean, I've seen pictures of a brand new trailer catch on fire and had zero insurance on it. And basically he got zero money because he had zero insurance on it. So this is why it is important that we have equipment insurance, so that way we know that our stuff is going to be covered when it is here. One other insurance is too, on our general liability insurance, is making sure that you have plant coverage. If you do pressure washing, a lot of times our general liability won't cover if you damage plants. So make sure that you have the correct insurance. So right now, so far, we talked about equipment and we talked about labor, right? And so these are all costs that's going to cost us, so that way we know how, when we're going to make money, of how much is it. You know, a lot of people are always like, how much do I need to charge? These are all factors in knowing how much to charge, right? We need to know what it is. Marketing, we got our website, we got our social media marketing, if we're running Google ads, if we're running Facebook ads, if we're running Google local services, if you're doing any EDDM or business cards, all of these factors are things that cost you money, right? These are all part of that big money price of how much it costs you to do it. Next is admin costs, right? You got to rent a space. So if you're running, if you want to grow, you're going to have to rent a space. And to rent a space, it's going to cost you the rent. It's going to cost you the phone. It's going to cost you the internet, electricity, water. All of these things are factors in how much it costs to run a business. I know a lot of times we're just like, I just run a business. Or, and Christmas lights, well, it only costs me $2. That's all it costs me. Really? What about how much gas does it cost to get there? How much insurance? How much, right? All of these are factors. How much is your phone? How much is whatever else you have to do to run a business? All of these factors are factors that run into your business. This is why I want you to charge $300 an hour for pressure washing. This is why I want you to charge $8 to $12 a foot for Christmas lights, because a lot of times people don't understand how much profit is left when you've spent it all on all of these other costs that you don't know. Office supplies and equipment. If you need a copier, if you need paper, if you need computers, whatever it might be, accounting and legal service, you should definitely have maybe a bookkeeper or a CPA for sure. You definitely need a CPA. Business license and permits. So you got to get your LLC. You got to pay your business, the city taxes and all of that crap. Our vehicle expenses, our fuel, right? $3. I paid $3.50 in gas today. Vehicle maintenance. If you don't buy new vehicles and you buy used vehicles thinking you're going to get a better deal, you will probably spend just as much money on that. So I have a really good friend that thought he got a really good deal on a piece of crap Ford. He spent 10 grand on this Ford. It only had 100,000 miles. It was a diesel. And a year later, and about $25,000 later, he has a new motor in it, a new rear end in it, and a bunch of other stupid stuff that went wrong with it, right? And so now he's got a $30,000 piece of turd instead of a $10,000 piece of turd. And so, these are all costs of how much it cost us. Vehicle insurance, again, talking about the commercial auto insurance, our registration, that can, if you got a newer vehicle, that's going to cost you $1,000 or something. Our customer relationship software, our CRM, if you have Responsibid, accounting, if you have GPS tracking for your fleet so you know when someone steals your vehicle. All of these are costs that it's going to cost you, so that way you understand how much it's going to cost you. And if you wanted to know who bought the piece of turd, this is the guy that bought the turd Ford that he loves so much. And so these are all costs at the end of this. And then you have miscellaneous costs, right? Our uniforms, our safety gloves, ongoing training. You might say, well, I don't need to train. Well, if you want to be where you are, if you want to keep growing, you do. If there's any memberships or if you have an office, but you may not have everything in there and you have a storage facilities. All of these cost you, so that way you understand how much does it really cost me to run my business. You might think that your phone isn't a cost, but it is a cost because we can write it off and it is a cost. And so that's going to, your internet, all of these things that will nickel and dime you. When you are doing your pressure washing build and you go buy a bag of fittings and it's $1,000, that's the cost, right? These are all costs of how much does it cost you to run a business. And this is where a lot of people struggle is they don't know how much it costs them. And so this is why it is important that you understand how much does it cost you. I know Nathan last year, he went in and it was costing him almost $300 to leave a shop. And this is a one-man shop. He's got one worker and it cost him $300 to leave every day because he's marketing and all of these little costs that will sit there and you're like, well, it just only cost me bleach and that's all it cost me. That I don't cost much. All it cost me is the Christmas lights. I don't need all that other stuff. But you need all this stuff whether you are a pressure washing business or a Christmas light business or any business as a matter of fact. And so this is why it is very important that we understand what it costs us and knowing all the individual things. I get it. There's a lot of people out there that will be like, you can make $1,000, but if it cost you $995, did you really make $1,000? No, the answer is. And so this is why it is important that you understand how to run a successful business. My goal is to make sure that you're successful. I could care less if you go out there and make $1,000 and it costs you 1,005 and you don't even know it. You're like, I made $1,000, but it cost me 1,005 to get it. Well, whoop de freaking do. Good for you. You're in the hole. You could have went to Chick-fil-A, made $20 an hour, and made a lot and had a lot less headache. Because I promise you, running a business is not easy, right? We got to understand this. Now, I'm not saying it's not rewarded in the end. It can definitely be rewarded in the end. As we were talking on our Monday Night Live or our Monday Night Zoom call that I have, of people doing crazy amounts of money, and all we are just a little old pressure washer or a little old Christmas light installer, right? And so this is why it is very important that you understand how much does it cost me to run my business. And I understand a lot of times that we don't know, and that's fine, but this is why I'm wanting to help you understand how much does it cost you. Calls are starting to come in. Let's go. So my question to you all is do you know your cost? How much does it cost you to take your truck out? It seems like the list is endless for ongoing costs that eat up into the bottom line. It is 100%. 100%. What's up, everyone? How are you doing, Artie? I have a turd. You must own a Ford too, huh? Chemicals are definitely a cost. Fittings. The cost of fittings will put you out of business. That is about the truth. Spending the thousands to make hundreds isn't a great business plan, but it happens. Yep. You must really like Chick-fil-A. I do like Chick-fil-A, actually. It is one of my favorites. So what is your cost? And then the other thing is what are your questions? I know I didn't have a lot tonight because this isn't like a really fun conversation for a lot of people, but I just want to bring it up. What is your cost? Making sure that you understand how much it really cost you. And when you start really putting the numbers down, you are going to find out that there's not a lot of money left over. And so as you are growing your business, as you are, and here's the other side of this, right? I don't know if I can do this on here. I like to do it where I could show it because I feel like when you show something, it actually gets better so people can see, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But I do have something I want to try to show it here. Let's see if I can try to show this here. Because I think that as you grow your business, right, I want to show you something here of what this may look like and how you're able to grow your business, right? How you're able to get your business to where you want it to be at. And so that's what, if I can find how to do that again, that's what I want to kind of hit on is, a lot of times we don't know. And so we don't know what we need to be at. We don't know why we need to be there. And so that's what I want to hit on is why we need to be there. Why do we need to do what we need to do? And why can't I find my notes on here? But that is what we have to do to be able to grow our business. And, as you're doing this, you're going to find out that things are going to be easy and some things are not going to be so easy. So that's something that you got to look at and think about as we are growing this business. And so I don't want that. Crap. Can I not do it? Oh, you know what? I know how I did it before. I think I know how I did it before. Shoot. Sorry, guys. What's your all's questions? And while I'm doing that, I'll try to answer some. Good day from Bay Exterior Cleaning. So what I wanted to hit on was, oh, there it is. I see what I'm wanting to hit on. Good. Next. Nope. I think it's this one right here. I think I can do it right here. Nope. I guess I'm not going to have any luck. I'm not going to be able to tell you what I wanted to tell you. Actually, I might be able to. Here we go. I'm going to do it this way. There's more ways to skin a cat than one, right? Continue with Google. Continue. Hold on here. I've got something good for you. I just got to get in here. See if I can pull this up here. So, this is what I want to talk about right here. Maybe if it's going to come up. Maybe. I'm struggling right now, so you're just going to have to hold on here. But I promise you, I'll make it worth your time. And if you got any questions, don't have. How was the Haven Light training? The Haven Light training was awesome. It was definitely. I learned a lot, and I know I'm not even supposed to be the one learning a lot, but I did learn a lot. It was really cool to see all the different things. It was really cool to help people grow their business. And so it was really neat to be able to see things and see how it works. And so that is what was really cool about it. Let's see if this will work. Maybe position. All right. I guess it ain't gonna work. So what I was wanting to say is if you want to grow your business so that you have 4 technicians, or you want to grow your business so that you have an office manager and you have admin staff, it is really good to go ahead and write all those positions down, right? You want to write all of those positions down. You want to write every position down. So then that way, as you start looking at it and as you start looking at those costs, then you will know how much it's going to cost you to keep running a business and be successful, right? If you don't know the cost of something, then you're going to be trying to spend money that you don't actually have. And so that is why you need to understand, how much does it really cost me to run this business? You know, a lot of times we don't know the cost, and that's not okay. And so that's why we want to make sure that as we know how much it costs us, so that way, as it does, you will be able to see how much it's costing us. So, for instance, I've got $100 on my thing here, right? And so I don't know if it's gonna shoot. So $100. And so as we are looking at this, I don't really want the $100 part, but I'm gonna leave it on there so I can keep writing on it. So we need to know, what all do we want? So if this is you of the CEO, right? CEO. And then over here, I want this guy to come down, and I'm going to come across here, right? And I know this isn't straight lines. And then from here, I'm going to have a shop manager. So that might be a shop manager right there. I may have a office manager, so I'll have an OM there. And then I'm going to have a sales manager. So that'll be a sales manager. So from here, from my shop manager, he's going to be over Tech 1 or Truck 1. He's going to be over Truck 2, right? Truck 2. My office manager is going to be over my, she's going to be over accounting and maybe have a person for that. She's also going to be over, the receptionist, you know, something like that. Our sales manager, he may have 2 salespeople. So now we need to say, all right, so how much is it going to cost me for each individual position? So that's one, you know, so if we put this as $30 an hour plus $30 an hour plus, he might be making $35 an hour, and I'm going off of what it's actually going to cost, not if I pay him, not if I pay this dude $20, because I know if I pay him $20, that's not what it's costing me, right? It's costing me $30 is what it's costing me. So if I hire someone in at 20, it's actually costing me 30 because I got to pay sales tax, I got to pay all this other crap on this. So that's why it is important that we understand how much it costs us. And so if I come in at if I think $200 an hour is good, but in reality I need $400 an hour. Right? I need $400 an hour because not only the techs are going to make these guys money, but he's got to pay this guy's salary up here that's not making no money. He's paying this person that's not really making no money. And these people are going to make money, but it's coming in that they got to sell it, right? And so this is why it is important that as we know our numbers and how much it cost us, this is why we need to know how much is it going to cost us? Because if we don't know how much it costs us, how can we hire a technician? How can we hire an office manager? How can we hire anybody if we don't know what our true cost is and how much we really need to be charging? I have a question that is off topic. I'm having a hard time with red dirt stains on stucco. I have tried Napa's aluminum brightener, oxalic acid, Southeast soft wash red clay remover, but nothing. So, I mean, aluminum brightener is probably your strongest acid that you said there. I guess my next question is it red clay stains? And then how strong are you putting it on? Are you putting it on strong enough to make sure that you are getting it off, like a 50-50 mix? Or are you diluting it way down? Personally, I've never had to deal with red clay stains. I'm only going off of what I know from other people doing. So that's how I kind of seen what it is. But, you do need a pretty strong acid to be able to get that stuff to clean up. Do you have to dissolve sole proprietary DBA before switching to an LLC in Ohio? Well, it's going to be a different name at that point because the name of the business isn't going to have LLC, and whenever you normally name the new business, it's going to have an LLC on it. So it's actually going to be technically a different name on that business. So that's what you got to think about when you are doing that. I'm finding with my wood restoration business, I needed to raise my prices by 20%. Every job, something comes up on, and that that is the truth about wood, right? It's like there's always something that's coming up that you never think about. And this is why it is important to understand how much is it costing us, right? How much does it cost us? Why is it that, this job worked fine, this job I got to add 20% to it because this chemical wasn't enough, or I didn't order enough paint because I thought it was enough paint and it didn't, or I needed enough more brushes, or the list goes on and on and on. And so this is why we raise our prices to make sure that we're making money, because otherwise, if we're losing 20% on every job, that's not a good thing, because then that means there's not a whole lot of money that we're actually making money on it. So this is why it is important that we do charge $300 to $400 an hour for pressure washing. This is why we do charge $8 to $12 a foot. And I get it, guys. I guarantee you that someone in here is going to tell me that you can't get it in your area. And with that mindset, you are 100% correct. You will not get it. If you do not believe that you are worth $300 to $400 an hour for pressure washing, or if you do not believe you are worth $8 to $12 a foot for Christmas lights, you are 100% correct. You are not worth it. You have to believe it in yourself. You have to go out there and get it. I don't care if there's people out there only charging $6 a foot. I don't care if there's only people out there charging $99 because I guarantee you in every flipping market, there ain't a market across this country that someone's not charging $4 to $6 a foot in Christmas lights and that someone's not charging $99. And if you get in some of these markets for pressure washing, they're down into $59 and $69 and $79 range. But you know what? Just because they are, that means they're going out of business. Do you want to be in a going out of business mode, or do you want to be in a business that's going to grow and thrive and be very well off in the end? I want you to be in that one, right? I want you to be in the business that's going to grow, because if you're into a business that's going to die, what's the purpose of it? What is the purpose of a dying business? Tell me, what is the purpose of being in a dying business? There is none. And I guarantee you, in every market, every single market, you will find a cheap guy. Because all you got to do is go find a landscaper or a handyman, and they're going to be cheap. And if you want to be cheap, go find them, because they're out there. Now, I would almost guarantee that in every market, there is someone higher than you are, and you haven't found them yet. I would almost bet money on it that in every market, whether it is Christmas lights or it is pressure washing, that you will find someone in your market that is more expensive than you are. So, why does everybody want to go find the $99 guy versus not go find the $999 guy? That's who I want you to find. This is why I love lights, a drill, and a ladder, and a truck. Yep. So, what other questions do you all have? I want more questions, or otherwise, that I will be seeing if you. So, if you want to go check out King of Pressure Wash or ChristmasLights.io, if you want to buy more Christmas lights, go check out ChristmasLights.io. I will have an updated training on there tomorrow for a permanent light class. It will be limited spots. It will be in Utah. It will be, I don't have the actual thing up, but it will be up tomorrow on ChristmasLights.io. And so it is definitely something, if that's something that you want to do, I would highly recommend you to jump in it. It is probably one of the largest permanent Christmas light installers in the country. He has 2 or 3 installers on his crew that works every day of the week of installing permanent lights. So they do tons of them. And it's going to be out in Utah, and I would highly recommend you to check it out. I had a call from a customer requesting to remove a hydraulic oil stains. Is that possible? I saw people say run from it. The stain is on asphalt. So, I mean, if it's on asphalt, you might be able to help lighten it up a little bit, but that's one of those things that it's on asphalt, and if you put a degreaser on it, you're going to screw the asphalt up. If you put hot water on it, you're going to screw the asphalt up. So if you're going to do a degreaser, you kind of got to do a light degreaser and kind of lightly mess with it a little bit. You're probably not going to get it all up, again, because hydraulic oil is on blacktop, and blacktop is oil. So that's kind of what it will turn into anyway. So, how much to join your site for website and possible marketing? Are there links on your site? So if you want me to do, if you do the template site, you can either join King of Marketing or King of Pressure Wash or ChristmasLights.io, and that will get you a template website. If you want me to do a better website and that kind of stuff, you can go to kingofmarketing.io is where you want to go at. And there is some stuff on there. The high dollar one, I don't do that much. I don't want to do it, so don't sign up for it, and you're not going to get it. But the $297, you get a template website, or you get the better website. You get I will do 2 blogs for you a month, 2 to 3 blogs a month, and I do some other things with it also. And if you need me to help you with your Google My Business, we can also help you with that. And I don't know if I've got that in here or not, but yes. And our sites are ranking, so that is a good thing. Good, good, good. And again, if you like Christmas lights are awesome. If you're thinking about doing it, definitely check out doing our Christmas lights. ChristmasLights.io. You can buy permanent lighting, everything there. I do also have a Facebook group, um, Facebook group for Christmas lights. I don't put up with a bunch of crap, so it isn't a bunch of drama in there. But you can go to ChristmasLights.io/group, and you will find the Christmas light group there. Appreciate you and all that you share. Well, thank you. Thank you for watching. I want to thank every one of you for coming on and watching me on this Wednesday night. You could be doing a lot of other things, but I just want to thank you all for coming. I really do appreciate it. I think that it is a lot of fun, and I love helping people grow their business. You know, DJ and I, we went to Indianapolis today, and we got talking, and it is a lot of fun to see people that can do things that they never thought they could do. You know, DJ started 5 years ago, and he would have never thought he would be hitting $250,000 in a pressure washing and Christmas light business. He had hoped it, but he would have never dreamed that 5 years ago that he'd be doing $250,000, over $250,000. And that is the really cool thing, that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. And, you know, I've got people on here that started a pressure washing Christmas light business, and last year they did over 400,000. This year they might hit $1,000,000. Their goal is 800,000, but I really think that there is a possibility that they could do $1,000,000. And right now he's still a full-time employee at his work. He hasn't even quit his work yet. And so that is what is really cool about helping, you know, ordinary people do extraordinary things. And, you know, I do believe in you. I do think you can do this. There is nothing special about any of this business that I'm talking about. The only thing that makes you special is you got to be consistent, you got to be relentless, and you got to be proficient. If you're consistently do the things that I've preached here for you, you will grow your business. You could go put out 100 yard signs a month, and it's going to grow your business. Now, if you don't put out the 100 yard signs a month, it's not going to grow your business. You could go post on Facebook for 60 times twice a day for a year, and it's going to grow your business. I promise you. You could go post on LinkedIn 3 times a week and go comment at 5 different people a day for 5 days a week, and do that for a year, and it's going to grow your business. You'll have more commercial work than you will ever know what to do with. But you got to be consistent. It's not one of those things that there's an easy button and you put it on autopilot and money's just going to come in. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It takes work, right? And you can do it. There's nothing special about anybody that is doing it right now. You can do it. It's just a matter of, you got to go out there and you got to make it happen. Dodging a tornado here while watching Jason. Where are you at? And just keep that stuff there. And I hope you're safe. That stinks. I have learned a lot from your channel. Well, I try to give a lot, so I want you all to be successful. That is my main goal. How can I help you be successful? Also, I didn't actually send this out, but if you want to know when I go live for my this channel, you can text the word King, K-I-N-G, to 859-696-1101. And whenever I go live, except tonight because I forgot to do it and I was kind of running behind, I will send a text out letting you know I am going live. If you have any questions that you just want to ask Jason, you can text this number 859-696-1101. Don't call it, otherwise you're not going to get no answer. It's going to, I don't know what it does. It goes nowhere. But you can text this number and I will most likely send something back to you, or my assistant will. But you can text 859-696-1101. All hallelujah. So, Kansas City. Oh, you two are close to same then. I didn't know you, Jeremy, you were in Kansas City. Uh, so we must go and get it tomorrow. Then I know we're supposed to get a bunch of rain. But you all keep those tornadoes on that side of the country. I'm putting out 25 signs a week in different areas. I have landed a couple of jobs and anticipate more. I am leveraging friends. And networking is definitely something that is a great way to network. Don't ever be afraid of networking. Networking is definitely something that can help you out. But other than that, I am going to jump off of here. I appreciate you all coming on tonight. I spent a year in Oklahoma and said, screw that. That's funny. But other than that, I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you all later.